Clive, you've been making wine here in the Marlborough Valley for over 20 years.
That's right.
And I want to ask you for a kind of 101 on Marlborough. What is it as a wine region in terms of climate, soils? Give us Marlborough on a plate.
Sure, okay, so Marlborough, top northeastern corner of the South Island of New Zealand. Very cool climate. We're kind of getting to the edge in terms of grape growing. We're close to the sea, so we have a maritime influence. And Marlborough as a region is broadly split up into two parallel valleys. So we've got the Wairau Valley, which is kind of out behind me on the left, and then there's a range to my right, and over that range is the Awatere Valley. So quite different valleys, quite different geologically, and they all sort of have their own particular characters.
Excellent. And everyone often kind of says that Marlborough's the sunniest place in New Zealand. Can you tell us a bit about the climate here?
Yeah, well, we're actually in a very protected location from a lot of the elements, and that is why we have such a fantastic place to grow grapes. And we do often have a hole in the sky, which is how it's described, and that is a hole in the clouds, so you get high sunshine hours, and of course grapes love sunshine.
And what about temperatures and the wind, which is an important influence here?
The wind is Marlborough's greatest secret. It's a windy place, and that can sort of suck moisture out of the ground, so that's a challenge we have to deal with more so than perhaps rain. So we're more concerned droughts perhaps a higher risk than rain. And we are cool, so we have cool nights and warm days, so that means a long sort of slow unrushed ripening period, and that's what helps build these flavours in the wines and make them so distinctive.
Excellent. And you've got 6 vineyards around the valleys.
We have.
So if you can talk to me a little bit about the main regions or the 3 kind of valleys and how that impacts your Sauvignon Blanc in terms of the different soils and the microclimate and how that kind of expresses itself in the glass.
Sure. Well, funnily enough, our vineyards are mainly kind of in this almost this north-south line. So if you go right to the north, we're on the north side of the Wairau River, and that's a really interesting, unique site. We grow Sauvignon and Pinot there, and we get quite a kind of distinctive blackcurrant bud character from that site. And then literally just across the river onto the classic old floodplain of the Wairau River, really stony soils, and that's where we get a lot more of the tropical characters. And then as we move further south, we've got a vineyard in the centre of the valley, but that's our sort of experimental vineyard. That's where we've got, well, it's the home of Nautilus Chardonnay, but we've also got Grüne Veltliner and Albarino planted there. It's our warmest site. And then here on our Clay Hills vineyard, we're actually up on the hills. We're up on the southern, in an area called the Southern Valleys. So we've moved off the valley floor and we're chasing a more clay-based soil, and that's where we're getting the best results for Pinot. And then over the hill, it's about a 40-minute drive from here, is the beautiful Awatere River Vineyard, which is our the final estate vineyard, and that's quite a unique site as well. But that's a home for Pinot Gris, very distinctive Sauvignon, and some Pinot there as well, Pinot Noir there as well.
Excellent.